Welcome back to Tiny Grimes Games, and I'm here with another Star Wars Destiny video. And today I wanted to do a deeper card analysis of Sith Holocron. I think if you've been watching videos, you've seen by now, people have realized that this card is pretty strong. So I want to take a deep look at it, see if it seems as good as I think it is, and see what you think at the end of the video. We'll see if I'm there as well. Alright, so let's take a look at the Sith Holocron. What is it? First of all, it's an upgrade, and it has to be, you have to have a blue character in your deck to be able to run this. Alright, when you run it, when you hit it special, which is 1/3 of the time, notice 2 of the rolls, you get to switch this upgrade with a blue ability upgrade in your hand. Alright, stop for a moment. Blue ability upgrade. So, it is reined in a little bit. It's not lightsabers, it's not guns, it has to be a blue ability, and there's only so many in the game, so there is a little bit of limitation there. However, you get to ignore its play restrictions, so, for a second there we thought, oh, these blue ability upgrades like Force Choke that say blue character only, maybe that's another limiting factor, but it's really not. You can put them on anyone you want, and then you also get to spend a resource to roll its die right into your pool if you want. So let's go ahead and see how this would work in its most basic, easy form. Alright, so we have this lineup, 2 Stormtroopers and Dooku. Pretty good lineup, actually. We're going to go ahead and play the Sith Holocron out of our hand. And we're going to roll its die. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, what do you know? We hit the special. That was nice. So what we get to do is resolve that. Sith Holocron goes back to hand. Mind Probe seems pretty good. We'll put the Mind Probe out. Oh, that's not bad. We'll pay a resource to go ahead and roll its die, and let's just say we hit its special, which is, again, 1/3 of the time. Then we'll trigger that, deal an opponent's character 1 damage for each card in their hand. We'll say they saw this coming, they played a card, they only took 4 damage. Rey only took 4 damage to the face on the second play of the first turn. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. However, what makes this substantially more powerful is it's not a discard once, be done with it. That would be a crazy strong card because you have 2 of them already in your deck, and you can run something like Salvage Yard, which says, claim the battlefield, choose a support or upgrade in your discard pile, put it back on top of your deck. What would that be? Oh, how about the Sith Holocron? Goes back on the deck just to loop it over and over and over. But you don't even have to do that much work. You don't have to do any work. It goes back to your hand. So if you're playing multiple characters, Dooku uses it already on the turn. Dooku has, gone ahead and exhausted to be able to use it. So now you just play it out of your hand on the First Order Stormtrooper. Dun, dun, dun. You roll the First Order Stormtrooper, you exhaust him, and boom, you roll it again and hit it. And you say, okay, that was nice. I'll go ahead and do that, and I'm going to bring the Force Thrower out. And you know what? I'm not going to spend the resource. It's cool. I'm just kind of gearing up for turn 2. Next action, Sith Holocron goes back on the Stormtrooper, and we'll just say you don't have any more upgrades in hand. Okay, that's fine. You still get to roll this die, and we got a spin to another die. Great. So we'll spin Dooku's die to 2 damage. Pretty good turn, right? First turn, we went ahead and played a Mind Probe, a Force Throw, and put a Sith Holocron on for the low cost of 1. I mean, that is pretty absurd. And you might be thinking, like, well, I mean, how often is that going to happen? I'm going to tell you, a hell of a lot. That's how often it happens. The reason is because you can just pile your deck full of these blue upgrades. And when you do that, it makes it a lot easier to go ahead and have them in hand. Since you can mulligan very generously, you just hard mulligan for the Sith Holocron, and you get it quite often. And now you may be thinking, well, I mean, you only hit it 1/3 of the time. Sure, that's true. But you've got Power of the Dark Side, which lets you roll it a second time. You have, just your discard a card, roll a card, roll it a second time. You have Use the Force to be able to just turn it to the side you want. You have all kinds of ways to make this happen. It's not like well, I rolled 1/3 of the time I hit it, the other 2/3 I miss, womp womp. No, you could just keep re-rolling it. So what will often end up happening is by the end of the first turn, I'll have 0 cards in hand because I'll have played the Sith Holocron the maximum amount of times. I'll put out 2 upgrades. I'll have re-rolled twice. And so now I'm out of cards in hand, but that's fine. I just draw back up another 5, probably get some more upgrades, and start the dance all over again. I mean, now the Holocron's already out there. I roll it as my first action. Boop, it comes back. My next hand, maybe put a Force Choke on him, send it back over to Dooku, and start the dance again. It's just an incredibly powerful ramp tool. That's what makes it so scary. Because the way this game has played out, at least for me, I've played about 15 games now, the side that gets way more dice just wins the game. You just have all these resources, all these actions, all these tools at your disposal that your opponent doesn't have. If by the end of turn 1, your opponent has 4 dice, and you have, let's say we got this out. We would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice. 4 to 7 is a really, really big difference. This card is incredibly strong and is going to be really hard to deal with. So the question then becomes, if it's so amazing and it's so over the top amazing, there has to be some ways to beat this card, right? And there are some ways to sort of slow it down. There's a lot of standard ways of re-rolling dice, right? So we already showed use the Force to fix your die. Well, you could use the Force to screw their die up. You could use unpredictable, re-roll one of their dice. You could play daring escape. 1/3 of the time it is going to roll a blank, and then that die just goes away and it's dead for the turn. The problem is, especially turn 1, is this really what you want to use your 2 resources on? They played a Sith Holocron, and then you're going to use your dice, your resources, to hope to mitigate that Sith Holocron and then not be able to play your own upgrades. That seems like an unwise decision. Comm Leak is another decent way to handle it. Comm Leak is just one of these cards that I think is going to be a 2 of in like every single deck because it handles everything, right? Oh, your opponent rolled 6 melee damage? Time to Comm Link. And so you can use it on Sith Holocron. Again, it's not that amazing. There's still a 1/3 chance they just roll it back. So it's an answer. It's not a great answer. Probably the best answer that's been spoiled so far is Close Quarters Assault. But this only works if you're running melee, and you still have to get lucky. You're basically letting them trigger it once, which is not great. They already got a huge ramp value to then pull it out of their hand, or to try to pull all the upgrades out of their hand and just pray that you hit them all. So I don't consider it to be a great answer. I consider it to be an answer. And especially comboed with Salvage Yard. So you pull it out of their hand, they just claim the battleground and get it right back next turn. Or they just happen to have the other one in hand, or they just draw the other one next turn. It's just not an amazing answer to Sith Holocron. Right now, to be honest, there is not a great answer to Sith Holocron. I'm hopeful that as the rest of the card pool gets spoiled, there will be an answer to Sith Holocron, because in the small amount of cards we have now, it stands out as this card that is way over the curve and helps you get into these snowball situations really, really quickly. It's going to be the card that I evaluate first when we see the whole spoiled set is Sith Holocron still broken? If it is, something's going to have to be done. But my suspicion is there's going to be some anti-upgrade event that's going to cost like 2 maybe even 3, that says something like destroy an upgrade. And again, it won't be perfect because you'll have the Salvage Art to bring it back, but at least it'll be a way to more reliably slow down your opponent. Because right now it feels like whoever gets all those upgrades out early has a big, big advantage, and I think there's got to be a way to mitigate that in the set. So I'm looking forward to see what kind of answers we see to Sith Holocron. And real quick, probably the best way to use Sith Holocron is with a lineup like I have shown here, where you have 3 characters so that you're able to bounce it all around, right? If you only have 2 characters, it's not quite as powerful. You bring it out, you trigger an upgrade, you bring it out, you trigger an upgrade again. Cool, that's good. I mean, you got 2 free upgrades. That's amazing. But when you add a 3rd or a 4th character, there's a chance to do even more upgrades on that turn, and you also have this amazing opportunity just to have another card out that's a die, right? Like, it's still doing something. Maybe you're getting a resource. Maybe you're getting to spin. It's still doing something. Remember, there's also amazing cards like Power of the Dark Side that lets you re-roll it. Power of the Dark Side and Sith Holocron work so well together, it's ridiculous. You're like, oh, I'm going to re-roll Sith Holocron. Oh no, I rolled the blank. 2 unblockable damage to that guy. And then I'll discard a card for my hand next action and re-roll it again anyway and still hit it. So the Power of the Dark Side ends up comboing really well here. This deck kind of builds itself. You put in Power of the Dark Side, you put in blue upgrades, you try to any way you can cobble three characters together. Oh man, imagine if you can do 4 or 5, depending on what other cheap characters get spoiled. This could be really crazy. You could run the 11 Dooku. That's 11, 18, 25. If there's another 5 cost character that gets spoiled, we could stick him in there. Oh man, so much Sith Holocron dance. So, what do you guys think? Am I overreacting? Is Sith Holocron not as amazing as it looks to me? I've played it about 8 games. It has dominated all of them. I have not had it played against me yet. So that's the one thing I'm really interested to see what happens when someone plays it against me. Am I able to mitigate it better than my opponents have? My guess is no. But I guess we'll find out. So let me know in the comments below what you think of the Sith Holocron. Are you a little worried about it? Are you excited about it? Are you ready to wreck your friends with it? Let me know, and I'll see you next time on Tiny Grams Games.